Today we are here with Marine Corps veteran Sergeant Joseph Diomede, a native of New Jersey who served 7 years of faithful service in the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you, Jordan. It's a pleasure to be here.
Joseph, can you tell us about your experience during your 13-week training to become a United States Marine in Parris Island, South Carolina?
Boot camp was definitely the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. It was just 13 weeks of hell, plain and simple. Every day, up at 3 o'clock in the morning, didn't go to bed till probably 10 o'clock at night, which, maybe seem early nowadays, but when you got to be up in 3 hours or 5 hours later, and that's every day for 3 months, and you're going non-stop all day, every day, it's quite taxing, and definitely, broke me down physically and mentally, but it made me the man I am today.
And how did that experience change the man that you once were?
Before I joined the Marine Corps, I actually graduated high school, very close to the bottom of my class. I ended up trying to go to college. I went to New Jersey Institute of Technology for 1 semester. Failed every course I took. Just had no discipline, no drive, no passion for what I was doing. And basically it just did a complete 180. It made me, no matter what I said, no matter what I did in life after that, I always put 100% effort towards it, even whether I wanted to do it or not. I always made sure the best effort went into it.
What schools did you attend en route to your first command, and what did you learn?
After boot camp, I went to Marine Combat Training in Camp Geiger. That's on Camp Johnson, North Carolina. They just teach you infantry skills. And then I went to Marine Corps Vehicle Operators Course. That's in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Was there for about 3 or 4 months, learning how to do my primary military occupational specialty, which was driving Humvees and 7-ton trucks and LVS, which is like a big 18-wheeler. Took those schools and then hit the fleet. My first duty station was Camp Pendleton, California. I was in January of 2008.
Where did your first deployment send you?
My first deployment was with the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit. We actually went all over the world. It was like a little bit of a cruise. It was pretty nice. We went to Hawaii, Guam, Thailand, Djibouti, Dubai, Kenya, Jordan, Horn of Africa, everywhere. And every stop we went to, we actually got to get off the ship. We were on the aircraft carrier, the LHD for USS Boxer. And we were able to, get off. We spent 2 weeks in Hawaii. We spent a week in Thailand. We were able to spend time at each of these ports and get to see the sights while we were there.
And how did that journey impact your life?
Well, aside from, just the cultural exposure, being able to visit all those places, which not many people get to visit one of those places in a lifetime, and I was fortunate to visit all of them. It was, just beautiful. First off, just seeing, nature and the actual countries are just very beautiful. But seeing the cultures as well was kind of mind-blowing, seeing the living conditions people were, even in Thailand, which is, a little built up. But then you talk about Djibouti and Dubai and Kenya, Horn of Africa, where a lot of Jordan, a lot of where these people are living, the country Jordan. It's just really mind-blowing to see the conditions these guys are living in. They're living in 4 dirt walls and that's in a plywood roof, a lot of them, and they have nothing, but they're still living life, and just makes you really really consider what we have and not take anything for granted. It puts things in perspective.
When did you deploy to Afghanistan?
I deployed to Afghanistan from September of 2010 to April of 2011.
Any experiences you would like to share with us?
None of the more graphic experiences, I'll spare you those, but some of the best experiences we had was we were there in the middle of winter, and so we had to build a little house for ourselves, and all we had was a bunch of 2x4s and some plywood, and we talked to the supply guys. They were able to get us a bunch of nails and screws, and we just clobbered this thing together. I mean, it was a mess, but it kept us out of the elements pretty well. During Thanksgiving, we were actually on a convoy, and convoy ended up going much longer than it had to, so we were actually on the mission during Thanksgiving. which wasn't a problem. It was actually kind of fun. While we were in the truck, I brought along a can of New England clam chowder. A buddy of mine brought a can of another type of soup, which canned soups were luxuries for us because we were just eating MREs, which have little to no flavor, but they get the job done. So we opened up those 2 cans of soup, passed them around, had ourselves a little Thanksgiving prayer, and one of the best Thanksgivings I can remember. Yeah, that was a really good time with my brothers in Afghanistan.
When did you get out of the Marine Corps?
I got out of the Marine Corps in September 28th, 2014.
How has life changed, and how are you adjusting to civilian life?
It's definitely difficult adjusting. Being on such a regimented schedule for 7 years, and then going to the point where, especially from September until I started school, I was basically doing nothing. Trying to just busy myself and keep myself occupied. It was definitely difficult. And then interacting with civilians, especially in the classroom setting, where a lot of these kids are just getting out of high school, and their maturity level is still, years and years below mine. It makes it difficult sometimes, but thankfully I have my family to support me. I have my awesome girlfriend to support me, and they just help me get through every day.
What would you like the viewers to know about military life and how it has influenced you?
Joining the Marines was the best choice I ever made in my life. It gave me a sense of pride and belonging that I previously did not have at all. It instilled in me many of the core values that the Marine Corps has, many of the leadership values, honor, courage, commitment being the core values, and it just transformed me into a much more disciplined human and gave me the drive and focus that whatever I set my mind to, I would just do it completely, 100%, and to the best of my efforts, as opposed to before, where I would just, whatever, I don't really care how this gets done, or if it gets done at all. The Marine Corps transformed me to the point where that's going to get done the very best possible way, every single time.
Thank you so much for your time today, Joseph. There you have it, the life of a true hero, our service members in the United States military.